like to read what's going on. So is this a problem? Of course, I present. Okay, great. Okay, let's start. Because it is definitely 6:30. Shabbat Shalom. I'm just going to invite you to take a breath as you're coming into the sanctuary. If it's helpful to take a breath with your eyes closed and just feel the movement of air through your nostrils, through your mask, through your mouth if you're feeling stuffy. Let the air fill you up. It would help you to look around, to make loving eye contact with someone in the space, maybe someone you know well, maybe someone you're like, ooh, I'll come say hi to you later. Just take a moment to come into this space. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We'll begin together on page 332, singing Yadid Nefesh, singing this love song. Let's enter Shabbat with gentleness. ידיד נפש ורחמן משוכב דחל רצונה.
ידיד נפש ורחמן משוכב דחל רצונה.
ירוצה ודח כמו אייל.
ירוצה ודח כמו אייל.
ישתחווה מול הדרך. ירב לו ידידות אך מנופת צוף וכל טעם. ירב לו ידידות אך מנופת צוף וכל טעם.
ירב לו ידידות אך מנופת צוף וכל טעם. ירב לו ידידות אך מנופת צוף וכל טעם. אדוני זיו העולם נפשי חולת אהבתה.
אדוני זיו
תתרפא והייתה לך שמחת עולם. אז תתחזק ותתרפא והייתה לך שמחת עולם.
אז תתחזק ותתרפא והייתה לך שמחת עולם. אז תתחזק ותתרפא והייתה לך שמחת עולם. ותקיימו רחמך וחוסן על בני אוהביו.
ותקיימו רחמך וחוסן על תנדבך.
כי זה כמה נכסוף נכסף.
כי זה כמה נכסוף תכסף.
לראות בתפארת עוזך, הנאה לי מחמד ליבי, חוסנה ואל תתעלם. הנאה לי חמדת ליבי, חוסנה ואל תתעלם.
הנאה לי חמדת ליבי וחוסנה אל תתעלם. הנאה לי חמדת ליבי וחוסנה אל תתעלם. יגלנה ופרוס חביב עלי את סוכת שלומך.
יגלנה ופרוס חביב עלי את סוכת שלומך.
תאיר ארץ מכבודך.
תאיר ארץ מכבודך.
נגילה ונשמחה בך. מהרה ובקי במועד וכוננו כימי עולם. מהרה ובקי במועד וכוננו כימי עולם. מהרה ובקי במועד וכוננו כימי עולם. מהרה ובקי במועד וכוננו כימי עולם.
וכוננו כימי עולם.
Where am I supposed to stand? Okay. Sorry. We're doing it. Shabbat Shalom, Shir Tikva. I don't normally do things where people respond. I don't know. Thank you for being here together. Welcome to folks joining us on Zoom and live stream. Welcome to everyone in our physical space. My name is Track. I use they and he pronouns. And as a visual description, I'm a white transmasculine person with curly brown hair.
Welcome, welcome everyone. My name is Rabbi Ariel. I use she, her pronouns. I'm so thrilled to be here. I'm wearing a purple cardigan, a smile on my face, and I think I have pretty tired eyes today. Do you want to introduce yourself? Do you want me to introduce you? Yeah. I'm really thrilled to be able to introduce my dear friend Dan Nadel, who is an incredible, exquisite musician, the musical director of B'nai Jeshurun. I don't actually have to say that, people can hear, and who is here joining us from New York City, visiting tonight, and we're so thrilled to have you with us. And as a visual description, Dan is wearing a black mask and glasses and has light skin and salt and pepper hair and a really warm-looking cardigan and a beautiful guitar in his lap. And he uses his pronouns he, his.
My name is Rabbi Joey Glick, also long brown curly hair, also glasses. A little bit more energy in my eyes tonight, I think, and just so happy to be here.
As with every week, tonight's Shabbat holds many things. It holds all you're coming in with from your week. It holds Maya Nieves B'mitzvah, Mazel Tov Maya. And it holds Trans Day of Remembrance. Trans Day of Remembrance, also known as Trans Day of Resilience and Trans Day of Resistance, honors those lost to transphobic violence in the previous year. Many were lost at the hands of other individuals, others at the hands of systems. We commit to remember them, honor them in death as they should have been in life. And we commit to fight like hell for the living and to give the trans people in our lives, especially Black, Indigenous, POC, and femme trans folks, their roses while they are still here. This day is hard, and I invite you to take a moment to check in with yourself. Put a hand to your chest or an arm around a person next to you. Grab a warm beverage or a comforting object if you're somewhere where you can, and to continue to find ways to resource yourself throughout this service. You are not alone. Tonight, I want to offer a poem by Benji Hart, written in response to the 2019 death of Leilene Kublet Polanco Extravaganza, and published as part of Forward Together's Trans Day of Resilience collection. Leilene died in solitary confinement at Rikers Island Jail. After her death, New York City Council passed Leilene's bill, which purported to address the circumstances that caused her death. For those reading along in the transcript tonight, you can see that this poem includes text from the bill with strike-throughs replaced by text written by the poet. I will read both. Each line contains first the text from the bill and then the replacement text. This poem imagines for us a world beyond just reform, a world formed by honoring and crucially about Blackness and transness and femme power. To every cis ally, and also to my fellow white trans folks and those of us not impacted by trans misogyny, may we show up not only to share in mourning, but also to share in fighting for and building that world. This is Leilene's Bill with Revisions by Benji Hart for Leilene Kublet Polanco Extravaganza. The New York City Council will pass a package of legislation expanding services for transgender, gender nonconforming, non-binary, and intersex inmates. The New York City Council will turn out its pockets, never sign another ransom note. All officers with trans inmates in their custody will undergo a competency training. All officers with trans inmates in their custody will have their badge numbers etched off with diamond-tipped acrylics, aquamarine. New beds will be added to the transgender housing unit. Beds of wildflowers will erupt from lots that were not vacant, just holding their breath. Counselors will be made available to all trans inmates. We are each our sister's counsel. The Board of Correction will convene a task force. The Board of Correction will be tasked with something useful, like beekeeping or collecting rainwater. Sex workers will have their cases diverted to Human Sex Trafficking Intervention Court. Sex workers will spray paint the words, "We are the intervention," on the courthouse rubble. The Rikers Island compound will be replaced by a series of smaller borough-based facilities. The Rikers Island compound will slip into the rising Atlantic, the ribs of our dead prepared to cage it. Trans elders will be held in solitary confinement for their own safety. Trans elders will have their charcoal locks retwisted in chosen hands. This legislation will take effect in the summer of 2020. We have never asked permission to sing. Thank you.
So as we kindle Shabbat lights, and Yasher Koach track, thank you so much. As we kindle Shabbat lights and as we welcome Maya and Jose and Rachel to join us on the Bima, as we celebrate, I'm going to invite us to ground into the ways that lighting candles is actually a very visceral, somatic practice of feeling, of making something possible. Like, let us actually experience that, the crossing through, the entering into Shabbat. And let us also, as you come on up and join. May we also, as a community, welcome this incredible young person and her parents into our minyan.
You'll find candle lighting on page 2 of our in-person Sea Doors, number 2 online.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu Yesher koach. And Maya, I feel like you just embodied exactly what my wish for you would be, which is that when you see a moment of challenge, you just intervene, you do what you need to do to get our light going, and that you know you're never alone. You have people around you to help shelter the flame with you. So Mazal Tov. Can't wait to be with you tomorrow. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We open in song. We invite each other to sing. Page 12. This is going to be call and responding, okay? לכו נרנן על אדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. לכו נרנן על אדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. לכו נרנן על אדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. לכו נרנן על אדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. לכו נרנן על אדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. לכו נרנן על אדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. לכו נרנן על אדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. לכו נרנן על אדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. כי אל גדול אדוני ומלך גדול על כל אלוהים, אשר בידו מחקרי הארץ וטרפות הרים לו. לכו נרנן על אדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. אשר לא היה ולא עשהו, ויבשת ידיו יצרו. בואו נשתחווה ונכרע, נברכה לפני אדוני עושנו. נעל אדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. לכו נרנן על אדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. כי הוא אלוהינו, ואנחנו עם אריתו וצאן ידו. היום, היום, אם בקולו תשמעו. לכו נרנן על אדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. לכו נרנן על אדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. לכו נרנן על אדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו. We continue together on page 13, Psalm 96. Let's sing a new song together. שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ.
שיר לאדוני, אחו שמו, בסרו
יפתחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלוא.
Yalom Shaddai, Ve'ol Asher Bo, Hazyeranenu, Kol Atzei Yahar.
לפני אדוני קיבה, קיבה, לשפוט הארץ.
Yishpot Evan B'tzedek Ve'amin Be'emunotav.
יא לה 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 לה, איי יא לה 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 לה, יא יא לה יא, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, איי יא לה, יא 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 יא, איי יא לה לה, או איי יא לה 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 לה, איי יא לה, איי יא לה יא, איי יא לה לה לה.
We turn to number 5 online, our purple sheets here, Yanati.
And this is a piyut we have sung here many times, though it's been a while. It's a melody from Afghanistan, the Jewish community of Afghanistan, and it will just continue in a rhythm of calling and responding. And I just want to invite us to really hear each other's voices, pay attention to the feeling of being in a room of singing bodies, of bodies who are singing a song of love. The lavender sheets. Classic Shir Tikva. We have 2 different colors, but they're both purple. We really did it. We really did it right. Yonati ziv yifatech tamalich sil vechimot.
Yonati ziv yifatech tamalich sil vechimot.
Vani le'avatech ashir shir al alamot.
Va'ani le'avatech ashir shir al alamot.
Nava mikol alamot, nava mikol alamot.
Nava mikol alamot, nava mikol alamot.
נדדו לתשוקתך מעפר תנומות.
נדדו לשוקותך מעפר תנומות.
נבה מכל עלמות, נבה מכל עלמות.
נבה מכל העולמות, נבה מכל העולמות.
שפתותייך שושנים נוטפות מורבה.
שפתותייך שושנים נוטפות מורבה.
עינייך כמו יונים בוערות אש להבה.
עינייך כמו יונים בוערות אש להבה.
מתברך לי ערבה, מתברך לי ערבה.
מתברך לי ערבה, מתברך לערבה.
משיר שרים ונוגנים, הוגים עוז ותעצומות.
משיר שרים ונוגנים, מוהקות תעצומות.
נבה מכל העלמות, נבה מכל העלמות.
נבה מכל העולמות, נבה מכל העולמות.
נבה מכל העלמות, נבה מכל העלמות.
נבה מכל העולמות, נבה מכל העולמות.
נאווה מכל העולמות, נאווה מכל העולמות.
נאווה מכל העולמות, נאווה מכל העולמות.
We turn now to Lechad Odi, page 20. Thank you, thank you, thank you, MJ. And as is our practice, as we reach the 9th verse, you're invited wherever you are to find a way to open a window, to open a door. If we're here on 50th Street, we're invited, if you wish, to go into the coldness out those doors on 50th Street to greet at the 9th verse.
Hashem
לא תבושי ולא תקלמי, מה תשתוכחי ומה תמי, אך יחסו עניי עמי, ונבנתה עיר אל תילאו. איי 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 לך דודי, איי 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 לקראת כלה, שבת נקבלה, והיו למשי שושייך, ורחקו כל מבלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמסוס חתן על חתן, איי איי איי, איי 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 לך דודי, איי 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 לקראת כלה. שבת נקבלה, ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי, על יד איש בפרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה, איי 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 לך דודי, עליי
ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצוהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 yo. Ay, la, lecha, lecha, la, dodi, oh, ay. Ay, 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 lika, kala. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 pene Shabbat. We'll take the next about 4 minutes to move into Zoom breakout rooms and to greet each other here. Feel free, if you're feeling antisocial tonight, just put your hand on your heart. No one will bug you. And if you're feeling up for it, please say hello to the folks who are sitting around you.
Shabbat shalom. Yai, I, la, 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 yai, I, la, 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 yai, I, la, 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 yai, la, la, ya, la, la, ya, la, 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 ya, la, ah, la, la, ya, la, la, ya, la, ya, yo. We welcome our friends back from breakout rooms. We invite us please to rise in body and spirit as we call each other to prayer with Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu is found on page 28.
Baruch Hu es Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed.
You can be seated.
We'll sing as a kavanah, as a way of grounding in for the Shema. Also on the lavender sheet, Kol Berue Mala Umata, which is a Turkish melody set to a poem by 11th century poet Rabbi Shlomo Ibn Gabirol. Kol Berue Mala Umata Yegidun Yagidun Kulam Kechad Adonai Echad Ushemo Echad. Let's try those two lines together. Yegidun Yagidun Kulam Kechad Adonai Echad Ushemo Echad Sheloshim Ushtaim Netivot Shevilach Lechol Mevin Sodam Yesaperu Godelach Mehem Yakirun Ki Hakol Shelach V'Eta El HaMelech lifted by that expression of oneness, let us rise in body and spirit for the Shema.
Page 34 in your C door, number 9 online. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto Le'olam Va'ed. You can be seated.
We continue on page 36. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושינתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם. Amen.
We inch in the direction of redemption on page 40, number 11 online, Mi Chamocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדב הקודש, נורתהי לא תוסף אלה, נורתהי לא תוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע הים, לפני משה ומרים, זה לינו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה. אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, קהל ישראל.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sophie. I use they, them pronouns, and I'll be reading the words of Will Drew tonight as a kavanah for Hashkivenu. It would be fitting that I introduce Hashkivenu this week, as it is one of the prayers I turn to when I need my own peace. I find the lyrics soothing. When I came out as trans, I was already an adult, and I had the financial means to live on my own. I did not have to be wary of a family or roommates who may not have liked that I am trans, who may have wanted to cause me harm. While thinking about what I wanted to say, I thought about all the ways that we as trans people seek out our own shelter and peace, and about the spaces I still seek out where I can be my whole trans self and find my peace and shelter. I have sought it through community, a trans hockey team, an LGBT chorus, but I also shelter myself in the way that I comport myself, using my full name William at work, acting a bit more masculine around strange men, hoping this will allow me to pass just a bit more. Despite all the progress that has been made, fought for by our trans elders, there is still a need to find our shelter where we are loved and treated as full human beings. At least for tonight, may we find shelter and peace. Shabbat Shalom. Yasher Koach Will.
Yasher Koach Will, Yasher Koach Sophie. Let's pray for peace. Let's pray for shelter. Page 42, 3 lines down.
We'll turn to page 44, number 14 online for Beshamru.
Veshamro b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות
We'll move into a moment for quiet, for contemplation, for saying the words of the Amidah that start on page 46, number 15 online. But before we rise for those words, wondering if folks would like to call out on the count of 3 a word of gratitude from this last week. What are you thankful for? 1, 2, 3. Snow. We'll start together, rising in body or spirit on page 46. We'll take a moment to pray for the folks in our life who are in need of healing. I'll do a quick scan around the room. Friends on Zoom, please feel free to type names of anyone that you're praying for into the chat. And in our space, feel free to say quietly the name of anyone that you're thinking of for healing tonight. All the names we know to say and all the names that we don't. When the world is sick, can no one be well? But I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. When the world is sick, can no one be well? And I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. Let's take a big breath in together and out. It is with just such total joy that I invite Jessica Wicks forward to share with us words of Torah and words of remembrance on this Trans Day of Remembrance.
Okay. I'm Jessica Wicks. I have blonde hair. I would be 5'9.5" if I were not sitting in this wheelchair, which is pink and blue, the colors of trans pride. This week we study Chaye Sarah, even as we honor those trans souls lost to violence over the past year. Our Parsha begins with our matriarch Sarah, who dies at the age of 127. Though not stated in Torah, many have suggested she died from the shock at the news of Abraham had gone up the mountain to sacrifice Yitzhak, not knowing the angel of Hashem had intervened at the last moment. I smiled at the things said about Sarah. It was said she had the innocence of a 7-year-old at age 20 and the beauty of a 20-year-old when she was 100. I should be so lucky. Abraham goes to Ephron of the Hittites, offering to purchase the side of Hebron called Machpelah, including caves and the land around it. Ephron offers to give them the land, but Abraham insists on paying full price, knowing this was the land promised by Hashem. Sarah is buried there. The Parsha continues with Abraham sending his servant to find a wife for Yitzhak, who returns with Rivka and ends with the passing of Abraham at 175, who is also buried at Machpelah. Both Yitzhak and Ishmael are in attendance. Now, Torah doesn't tell us why Ishmael suddenly shows up after having been sent away, but Midrash suggests that after Sarah died, Abraham may have sent for Hagar and Ishmael to come back. In this Parsha, we focus on a key tenet in Judaism, Yizkor, remembering our dead. It is at Machpelah that people remembered our patriarchs and matriarchs to this very day, which bring us to this annual remembrance for those trans lives lost this past year to violence, people who were killed because of their perceived gender difference. Back in the 1990s, I discovered a transgender chat room on AOL called The Gazebo. For a long time, even the mention of the words transgender or transsexual were violations of the terms of service on AOL and could get you banned. In San Francisco, a trans activist by the name of Gwen Smith stepped forward. She negotiated with AOL to remove the stigmatization of trans people from their terms of service. Gwen succeeded in getting chats for trans men and women a reality. It was amazing to suddenly be in touch with trans people all over America and elsewhere. We lived in isolated little communities before then. We take for granted the openness of the internet today, but it was not always like that. Over time, I got to know Gwen well, and in the chat rooms, we began to hear about and discuss various attacks on trans people. Until then, we'd been unaware, knowing only that sometimes people like us were being killed. One murder was Chanel Pickett in Massachusetts in November '95. We began doing memorials in our chat rooms as these incidents occurred. In June '97, Gwen came to Houston, where I lived, to attend the International Transgender Law and Employment Practices Conference, and she got to meet my partner, Skip. Sadly, 2 months later, my beloved Skip died. My friend and trans activist Dee McKellar just 2 weeks later. I was a hot mess. I held both in my arms as they crossed over. Gwen devoted time in our chat to memorialize them. In '98, the tipping point came. Another trans woman, Rita Hester, killed in November again in Massachusetts. Gwen Smith developed the Remembering Our Dead project, and 1 year later, approaching the anniversary of Rita's death, she decided to hold a vigil at Harvey Milk Plaza in the Castro district at San Francisco on November the 20th. There were 12 murders on that list. Simultaneously, a vigil was held in Boston. From these beginnings, Trans Day of Remembrance began. With expanded knowledge and reporting, numbers went up. Tonight, of course, I'm speaking to the numbers in the U.S., but Trans Day of Remembrance observances have become worldwide. We are called to remember. Just before the pandemic, there would be 20, 21, 23 names on a list, and considering the number of trans people compared to the overall population, those are high numbers. But today, we have become the target of certain politicians, portraying us as pedophiles or groomers, perverts, etc. So it was that last year, the number of people perceived as trans who died a violent death was 50, more than twice that of a few years ago. This year, the record shows 66 deaths, 15 by suicide or other causes, 51 by violence. Record numbers in succeeding years. Those killed come from all walks. Many are persons of color. All possess that special gift of our one precious life, and it was taken from them. And those of us who are still alive know it could have well been us. May we remember them and pray that this insanity ends sooner rather than later. I'd like to end with an abridged version of a spoken word piece I wrote some years ago when 2 trans women were shot and killed in their car at an intersection. Even as we remember those we lost, life and love goes on as well. Even as Kaye Sarah means life of Sarah, and yet it begins with her passing. I wrote, I am woman, my heart, my being, my spirit and soul sing, screaming from every pore for all to hear, I am woman. Touch my soul and know the vision which after body revision remains the same. Taste my lips, a woman's lips, softened by tears and years of caring and daring to be the same person as that person who stares out through these weary eyes. So many sighs. Tears of joy and tears from indescribable heartbreak, family torn asunder and former friends' wonder and loss and hurt, tearing away at ego, but also taking pieces of myself along the way. Is self-truth always this brutal? And is it so dangerous that we are killed and beaten and thrashed and trashed just for being who we are? Just the other day, 2 women like me shot over and over in their car. Is the death of transcendental souls one more symbol of the fear of a privileged gender, afraid to surrender even a tiny vestige of its power and hold over the hearts and minds and possessions of 51% of all of us? From one woman to another, we share our lives and our stories and our souls, and we do rituals and honor croning and maidenhood and motherhood as women have done throughout the expanse of life's journey. Our tears and our laughter are offered before the Great Mother who smiles at our offerings with a gleam of delight. But in those moments, those horrible, wrenching moments when difference rears its head, when the but comes to rule, the arrow of despair pierces my heart and one more tear is offered from coffers that have no bottom. So it is in my walk of life. I am woman to most, other to some, non-human to still others. Loved, hated, smiled at and reviled, praised and hated, a source of confusion for many. I do not understand it, some say. I do not want to understand it, say others. But life goes on and love goes on and hate and fear go on also. To all who hope that my kind will disappear and those who revel in my difference, what we have not in common rather than what we do, I smile sweetly and offer the simple reality. I can only be me, and you can only be you, and we can be we or never. But my truth will remain, agree or complain, and from my truth you cannot sever. For in truth to self I have found truth to others, and the same for love it is clear to leave behind that which is me would leave me with nothing but fear. My soul lives, and it will beyond death, and it's a beautiful soul prepared to love, prepared to live, prepared to dance. And if you dance with me, then we dance together. But if you cannot, I shall dance alone. Shabbat shalom.
Thank you, teacher. Yesher koach. Torah draws down blessing. Jessica Wicks, you bring down blessing. And so I'm going to invite us just to savor and to grieve and to love and to remember. And I'm going to invite our friends on Zoom who are currently, I'm going to give them some time because right now they're just like felling about you. They're just really, really, really beaming with love. I'm going to invite our friends on Zoom to also offer blessings in the chat. And that we take this time on Tidor, we take this time on Shabbat to open for blessing, to open to life, to open to connection, that we don't miss this chance to bless. And thank you for your blessing. If you want to sing with me, it's found on the darker purple sheet. It's a challenge. Number 3. המלאך הגואל אותי, המלאך הגואל אותי מכל רע, יברך את הנערים, ויקרב בהם שמי, ושם אבותיי, ושם אבותיי, אברהם ויצחק, וידגו לרוב, וידגו לרוב בקרב הארץ. ישימכם אלוהים כשרה, כרבקה, כרחל וכלאה, כאפרים וכמנשה. יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך, יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום. יללי, 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 May the land provide refuge when humans cannot. May we all keep our health and self-care. May we all be accepted for who we are. May we all be treated as the full human beings that we are. May blessings rain down on you as you are yourself and loved for being you. May we all be able to dance together. May every trans person experience joy and care. May we be showered with roses and justice. May we feel the yearning of our hearts that speak us into dance, story, and poetry. May we bless all those who tend to our community and give them strength. May there be blessings that rain down on all those who find their truth and share it. May we find that ineffable strength to be open with our pain when and where we can be. May we all fiercely dance our truth. May we know peace no matter how hard the journey. May we all know the joy of finding our authentic selves. May we all keep striving to make our spaces safe and caring for all of us. May we be blessed with the wisdom of our elders. May we all be blessed with hope. May we truly see and accept our own selves and each other with open hearts. May we remember where we came from as we look down the path ahead. May we be empowered by the love and strength by those who have created pathways for others. May we find the words to express those things that must be said. May we never lose the gift of tears for others, even if we know them not. May we have both resilience and rest. May we know when we bring out the best in each other. May we all drive safely through the snow. Ya la la, ya la la, ya la. Ya la la, ya la la, ya la, ya la la. Ya la la la, ya la, ya la. Jess, I'm going to copy these blessings for you, the thank yous. My favorite of all of them is Yasher Kodachrome, sweet Jess. Which I'm going to pretend is on purpose. But really, yasher koach to all of our Zoom blessers. Thank you as always for metabolizing the Torah and giving it back to us in blessing. Thank you. Oh, can we take another breath, please, as we savor and feel. I'm just grateful for all of the offerings tonight. So grateful, Don, for your presence. Okay, here we are. Let us rise in body and spirit as we begin to seal our service with V'hashevota, which is found on page 284. V'hashevota
el levavecha, Hi Adonai, Hu Elohim, Hashevota, el levavecha,
You may be seated. We turn now to Kadisha Tom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name is Aaron Lichtov. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a white transmasculine person with black glasses and a white beard, like a mashup between Ira Glass and Gandalf. I'm 53 years old. I'd been living as a trans person for several years when the first TDOR event happened here in Minneapolis in about 1999. I went to the event but left feeling really turned off, and I've avoided participating in the years since. But the rabbis invited me to participate this year, and I decided that it was an opportune moment to rethink, reframe, and re-engage. I've written and erased dozens of paragraphs trying to capture what was so off-putting about that first TDOR event that I attended. And all I can say definitively is that I left the space that night feeling disempowered. So I want to offer you all tonight a framework that feels really empowering to me, and I hope it will do the same for you. Queer scholar Sarah Lamble, writing in the journal Sexuality Research and Social Policy, argues that TDOR's focus on collective mourning risks producing the white spectator as innocent of, rather than complicit in, the violence that produces the deaths of trans women of color they are mourning. Lamble states that our task is to push further, not only with respect to Trans Day of Remembrance, but also in the many ways we recount and confront violence. None of us are innocent. We must envision practices of remembrance that situate our own positions within structures of power that authorize violence in the first place. I'm going to read that sentence again. We must envision practices of remembrance that situate our own positions within structures of power that authorize violence in the first place. Our task is to move from sympathy to responsibility, from complicity to reflexivity, from witnessing to action. It is not enough to simply honor the memory of the dead. We must transform the practices of the living. May the words and music we've shared tonight galvanize us all, especially those of us who are white and/or cisgender, to confront our own complicity, transform our own practices, and disrupt the structures of power that make Transgender Day of Remembrance necessary. Shabbat Shalom. Thanks. So, this one.
Start with that, yeah.
Start with this. Okay. We're in Shloshim for Yvonne, Rusty Nutting, Chelsea Tuminet's grandmother, Pat Flanagan, Mary Hartman's sister, thank you.
Pat Flanagan, mother of Peggy Flanagan, the lieutenant governor, which she kept telling everybody about. And as a matter of fact, she died this morning, and Peggy, her daughter, and I got to send her on her way. She had a little body. I don't know how it held her heart. She loved everybody. Oh, that's better. I can hear myself now. No exceptions. When my 40-year-old kid came to talk to Patty and came out as trans, Patty said, "Molly, you found yourself," and wrapped Molly in her arms. Patty was so opinionated, liberal to the end, and Peggy didn't make a move without Patty telling her what to do. I just wanted to say how good it is to be here tonight, wrapped in the arms of people I love. And so, as we say goodbye to Patty, and we say hello to love, thank you.
For those who might be new to our space, it's our tradition to share a brief memory, if you want, of anyone whose name we read tonight. And at the end, we'll pause for folks to say any names and tell any stories of people that are not on this list.
Stephanie Lawson, aunt of Kochava Lawson.
My aunt Stephanie died like 3 days ago, and well, I was told I was in the car getting Starbucks, of course, because I mean, like clearly I'm like that's just what you do. She was. I forget the. I forget the word. She was like an astrophysicist at NASA for a little bit, and one other thing is I think I remember she took a video of my when I was wee of me. Yeah. Also, you've got it's not 2 or 3 sentences, it's 2 or 3 paragraphs, by the way.
Thank you. Carolyn Pelzel, dear friend of Julie.
Yeah, so Carolyn was somebody I met on the land of the Michigan Women's Music Festival, and she was pure love. I mean, and I was in a sacred singing circle with her every Sunday, and she died in her sleep on Sunday night. She hadn't been ill. And this is the essence of her. She wrote this song, it's brief. Now is the only moment. Now is the only moment. Be in this moment, breathe in this moment, love in this moment, be here now. Be here now in this moment.
I'm going to add also, Molly and I lost our dear friend and chosen family, Kat Hannah, just recently. Do you want to say something about Kat?
Speaking of the Michigan Women's Music Festival, Kat and her wife Bonnie are our family, and they've been a part of everything in our lives since we've been together, and it's a huge loss, and also just a huge gain, like what she gave us in our time together, strengthened us, our marriage, us as parents, us as a family and people in the world being loved and held by somebody brilliant and loving and wonderful and wild.
We're observing yard sites tonight for Steve Baseman, Lisa Brownstein's uncle, Diane Grout, Jason Groutwell's mother, Benji Hartman, Maury Hartman's nephew, Judith Candler, Jenny Kahn and Sarah Candler's mother, and Elena's grandmother.
My mother died 3 years ago after living with dementia for more than 10 years, and I miss her tremendously, especially this time of year. I really miss sitting around the Thanksgiving table with all the delicious food that she cooked. In particular, she did great pies. And if you're, so anyway, I miss her, and it's been 3 years.
Barbara Cass, Debbie Ornstein's mother. Jacob Kistner, Leslie Caffarelli's father.
Debbie, did you want to say something? Okay.
Mary Kramer, Jackie Kramer's grandmother. Ed Levine, Robin Levine's father. Dob Meshakovsky, a child who perished in the Shoah, remembered by Anna Schmitz. Gene Ornstein, Howard Ornstein's father. Mendy Polyakov, Ben Vickers' stepdad. Bernice Rand, Neil Gosman's mother. Faye Ratner, Gail Zoffer's aunt. Sam and Sarah Richmond, Betty Fishbine's grandparents. Larry Rochelle, Rana Rochelle's father. Caleb Shalander, Aaron Barnes, Maya's father and Aaron Barnes' first husband. Jack Silberman, Andrew Silberman's father. Dorothy Tain, Jeffrey Tain's mother. S. Lloyd Titleman, Anne English Titleman's grandfather.
Are there any other names that folks are wanting to bring forward in our physical space tonight?
My beloved cousin Susie died suddenly a week ago today, and younger sister to someone dear to Shirtikva Yoni Bunt, who's our security consultant and guardian, helper guardian, I suppose. Susie she was 56, and lived a very difficult life with more than 35 years of significant mental illness. Her purpose in life was to pay attention to family, and she would send the monthly list of everyone in this very Brady Bunch extended family of all the birthdays and anniversaries coming up, and every single new addition to our family, she would remark who they looked like of their predecessors in great detail. And I learned that Susie would spend hours walking a few blocks when she lived near my dad, and my dad, who was a listener, and Susie was a talker, and all Susie wanted to do was probably be seen and heard the same way that she saw and heard others.
So this isn't a yard site, but today would have been the 39th birthday of my sister of blessed memory, Farron Rebecca Loeb. And just feels really, I'm grateful to have the chance to acknowledge her in this space. Thanks.
On Trans Day of Remembrance, I'm remembering my former student, Cher Zhang, and I wrote them so many recommendation letters that it's like hard to tell a story that doesn't sound like a recommendation letter in my head, which is not actually what I'm aiming for, but we got to know each other very well, not fully by choice, and they were deeply patient with my, like, right out of college attempt to support them in the way they needed without any of the training I needed. And I feel it was messy, and I feel grateful for them in it.
These are the trans individuals whose lives were lost to violence this year, since last year. Nikai David, age 33, Oakland, California. Martina Caldera, 38, Channelview, Texas. Zanaya Williams, 21, Houston, Texas. Kihona Stone, 32, Indianapolis, Indiana. Nikki Turrieta, 31, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Mari Lay, 20, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Duval Princess, 24, Jacksonville, Florida. Matthew Angelo Spempanato, 21, Newcastle, Delaware. Naomi Skinner, 25, Highland Park, Michigan. Cypress Ramos, 21, Lubbock, Texas. Paloma Vasquez, 29, Houston, Texas. Brent Wood, 31, Seattle, Washington. Catherine Katie Newhouse, 19, Canton, Georgia. Elise Mallory, 31, Evanston, Illinois. Tatiana Lobel, known as TT, 31, Chicago, Illinois. Kenyatta Kesha Webster, 24, Jackson, Mississippi. Mia Love Parker, 25, Chester, Pennsylvania. Ariana Mitchell, 17, Hampton, Virginia. Fern Feather, 29, Morristown, Vermont. Ace Scott, 15, Kansas City, Missouri. Ray Muscat, 24, Independence Township, Michigan. Sasha Mason, 45, Zebulon, North Carolina. Nedra Sequence Morris, 50, Opelika, Florida. Maddie Hoffman, 47, Melbourne, Pennsylvania. Dee Dee Hall, 47, Dallas, Texas. Schnellika Yella Dior Hemingway, also known as Sid, 30, Albany, New York. Paris Rich, 25, San Diego, California. Brazil Johnson, 28, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Shemaine Giselle Marie McClam, 27, Gulfport, Michigan. Kitty Monroe, Memphis, Tennessee. Jerry Bush, 48, Los Angeles, California. Jasper Aaron Lynch, 26, McLean, Virginia. Jimmy J. Lee, 20, Lafayette County, Michigan. Martasia Richmond, 30, Chicago, Illinois. Toy Davis, 34, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Kesha Chanel Getter, 26, Augusta, Georgia. Camilla Marie Swan, known as Dee Dee and Candy Red, 29, Kansas City, Missouri. Hayden Nevaeh Davis, 28, Detroit, Michigan. Maricela Castro, 39, Houston, Texas. Kimbella Kimball, 21, Gulfport, Missouri. ACD Morrison, 30, Rapid City, South Dakota. Dee Dee Ricks, 33, Detroit, Michigan. Regina Allen, known as Maya, 35, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Samai Sincere Billingsley, 33, Jacksonville, Florida. Tiffany Banks, 25, Miami, Florida.
I want to add to our remembrance Leah Anderson, a former classmate of mine and a close friend of our intern Moshe Weber. Leah was a rabbinical student, a proud Jew by choice, and in the last conversation I had with her, she told me that she was learning all of the Gemara in Eruvin, which is the most complicated, in my mind, some of the more boring Talmud out there. I was so baffled, and she was so confused by my confusion. We'll stand for the Kaddish for all the names that we've read on page 294, number 20 online. Yitgadal v'yigadash shemei rabbah be'alma divrach hirute ve'amlich malchute be'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael bagala uvizman kariv v'yimru amen Yehe shmei rabbah mivarach le'olam olmei olmaya Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar, v'yit'aleh, v'yithalal, shemei dekudesha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, damiram be'alma v'yimru, amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shamaya, V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshei tevel v'imru, amen. You can be seated.
What an amazing thing to be here with all of you tonight. Good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom. I have announcements. My name is Liz Loeb. I use she and her pronouns. I'm a member of the board of directors at Shir Tikva. Announcements. Thank you for being with us tonight. It's such a joy to be together. It's written on the sheet, but it's completely true. At the end of the service, please return the prayer books to the usher table. Please separate song sheets from the Sidurim. A reminder, your community is here to support you, but we can't do that if we don't know what you're experiencing. So please reach out to our rabbis if you encounter a life change. Whether you're home with COVID, recently had a baby, going through a divorce, or experiencing devastating loss, there is a wealth of nourishing help available. So please share your lives with our rabbis so they can activate the Shir Tikva network of support. Find all of our Shir Tikva programming updates in our weekly e-news and on our website. Mazel tov to Maya Nieves and her family as she becomes bat mitzvah tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you to all those who made tonight possible. Rabbi Joey, Rabbi Ariel, Don Nadal, Jess Wicks, Track Trachtenberg, Will Drew, Sophie Gutturl, Aaron Lichtoff, Gordon, the Macomb Minion, David Bailey, Julie Jacobs, and Lori Sweet. Thank you to our Shomrim for your steady presence. In the spirit of the Jewish tradition of giving. So many ofs in that clause. In the spirit of the Jewish tradition of giving, we invite donations to support Shir Tikva's vision, educational programs, accessible services, and social justice work. Please consider making a gift at a level that is meaningful for you. Thank you.
I could listen to you announce all day long, Liz Loeb. Thank you. Yes. And I'm going to invite Maya and her parents, and Avi too, if you want to come up is this Bubby? And Bubby. I'm going to invite everyone to come up onto the bima, but as the whole family is coming up, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to my beloved friend Dan for just filling our space with music. I want to say thank you to the teachers of Torah who really brought such beauty and strength and insight and challenge and love. And I just want to love up the generations of trans people in this community and non-binary people in this community. We are so blessed to be a thickly intergenerational queer and trans shul in a really emerging moment for this community, to be finding each other and to be hearing each other's Torah and to get to hold the grief of this moment and the challenge of this moment, but to do it with this much beauty and love. Like, I just really, yesher koach to each of you, and thank you so much for being here and for building this network. It is such a gift to get to be a rabbi here. So thank you very, very much, and I just hope we're able to carry this beauty with us into this Shabbat. Well, hello, family. You're ready? So let's lift the cup of grape juice. If you're at home and you have grape juice or whatever it is you're going to be blessing, I invite you to raise it on page 5. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabat kodsho v'ahava u'ratzon yitvilanu zikaron v'maaseh b'reishit kibuyot tefilah levikra'ei kodesh zecher yetziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta עם כל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון התאחדנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת חיים. I know it's the hardest part of the Bar Mitzvah. Now we uncover the challah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Let's take a big breath. Mazal tov. After you've grabbed your pieces of challah, you're welcome to go back to your seats. We'll close with a nigun. If you're sitting near someone that you want to put your arm around or you just want to give someone a squeeze, we are so glad you're here on Zoom, on YouTube, in person. What a gift to be together. Ya la la, ya la, ya la, ya la, ya la, ya la, ya Good Shabbos, everyone. So much love to you.